Alright, where are we going now?
But yeah, Muhammad X. If you have no issue with those small aesthetics, and if you're willing to power through the frame rate reduction, then really these games are fine. Like the
For the
original
third
feeling
game.
that you got.
The third game, right? Not this one.
Yeah, this one, there's really nothing. There really isn't much wrong with it.
Yeah,
I know that they
I've never had a problem.
Yeah, I know they patched like a majority of the glitches, the aforementioned glitches that everybody complained about. And from here on out, it's all just hyperbole. But I mean, the games play just fine.
The twins mentioned here are the monster in Silent Hill 4. That's right. It's like the scariest monster of all time. Those fucking twins.
Oh yeah.
I remember that was like that was what made the trailer when Silent Hill 4 first came out. Was those twins chasing the character around?
Yeah, those twins really sold. Those twins really sold the game.
Alright, we going in the pool? Is there anywhere else to go in here? Because I know you can't get into the other buildings in here.
Well, you can go in the pool. I believe you grab some ammo and you find a coin in the pool, and then there's another building you can go into from here, where you get yet another coin.
Anything over here? No?
What, in the pool?
No, I was looking around the pool. I'm running around the pool like exactly how you're supposed to not do.
No running around the pool.
Who's gonna stop me?
The lifeguard, which is just like
some horrible monster.
Some hypersexualized monster. It's like the hot lifeguard. It's like a perverted version of the hot lifeguard. Yeah, there's a baby carrot in the pool. You grab a coin out of it.
Gosh darn it.
You see, like that's the thing, though, right? You can't let the internet like decide for you. Sometimes you just gotta decide for yourself if it's worth your time. Because, like I said, I enjoyed this. I really don't like what Konami did and how they handled this situation. I really don't. But I mean, I like these. I enjoy the game too much to just let the availability of this go to waste.
Yeah.
And like, I got the nostalgic pleasure that I got way back when this game first came out when I played this version. It's there for you if you want it. There's just some bullshit here and there that you'll have to deal with. But I mean, yeah, don't let the world decide for you, man. You just gotta decide for yourself if it's worth it. Sometimes you just gotta stop focusing on the politics of everything. It's usually really depressing to deal with anyway. So make your own choice. Do what you think is right.
And I mean, that's what yeah, like stuff like that. It's based on the opinion of the individual, unless they're going out of their way to be as unbiased as possible. But I mean, that's really hard to do.
I know for a fact that Konami is renowned for their scumbaggish ways. I mean, let's talk about the Hideo Kojima situation, Silent Hill PT. God, that wound is never gonna heal. Oh man, but seriously though, when I found out PT wasn't gonna be a thing anymore, dude, it broke my heart.
Well, especially with how highly anticipated it was.
Well, when you realize what they were planning to do with it, you know, like Hideo Kojima, he's a egotistical mess, but the man knows how to make a game. He is an outstanding game maker, and it's just the things that Silent Hills was meant to be. Like, basically take into consideration that when you play Metal Gear Solid 5, the game actually take Metal Gear Solid 5 for instance. The game actually alters depending on your play style, right? So, for instance, if you invade an enemy base from the hills with your sniper rifle and you pick people off from far away, the game is actually keeping track of what you're doing. And eventually, you're going to go there later on, and you're going to find that they're all wearing ballistic helmets, and they're posting guards on the hills where you are known to attack. If you run in with a shotgun and just like start attacking people and like hitting them with rocket launchers, and they start wearing heavy armor, and like essentially the game alters based on your playstyle is what I'm trying to say. And I thought that was like a stroke of brilliance. Now apply that mechanic, if you will, directly to Silent Hill, right? All the little subtle nuances that you do will alter the way the game will fuck with you. That's kind of ingenious because they call the game Silent Hills, pluralized, implying that there's multiple different variations of Silent Hill that you can experience. And I believe that the reason why they called it that with the pluralization is based on the fact that like every single person would get a different experience depending on how they play, depending on how they deal with things. Basically, the game would personalize itself based on your play style, which means that the game's replay value would be through the roof, and that every time you play it, you never know when the game's going to scare the ever-living shit out of you. And I think that the PT really demonstrated that beautifully, considering the fact that you had to do like things that are just so insanely specific in order to trigger the end of the demo. Now, and if anybody could have done it, Hideo Kojima could have done it. I'm sure his name would be slapped all over everything. He would have Easter egged himself directly into the game, but I mean, whatever. That's just his style. But the man is but I mean, say what you will, the man is a goddamn genius. And it kind of bugs me. It actually really bothers me that that Konami basically released Metal Gear Solid 5 unfinished. The game doesn't so much as end as it does just stop.
Oh.
It's because they fired Hideo Kojima halfway through, and they just released what they had. Nobody knows exactly what happened, but it's just like all this like shadowy politics and theories going around, like all this conspiracy theory over why Hideo Kojima, how his fallout with Konami took place, but say what you will, Konami is like a universally reviled company now. They are hated by everybody, and the sad thing is that nobody knows exactly why. It's just that Konami botched two of the highest anticipated titles of all times.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Not to mention, in the wake of Metal Gear Solid 5's success, they made Metal Gear Solid Survive, which is just the most like WTF release I've ever fucking experienced. It's just Metal Gear Solid 5 with zombies. And it just, and like, I've seen the gameplay videos, it doesn't make any sense. Not only that, but they make you pay for save slots. Well, it's not that Konami doesn't give a fuck. I hear that Hideo Kojima almost bankrupted the company during the production of Metal Gear Solid 5. But I know that they turned a profit on Metal Gear Solid 5. So yeah, we don't know what the hell happened there. But I know that Konami doesn't want to do console anymore. They want to focus on cell phone games and
what?
Fucking pachinko machines and
Oh my gosh.
what have you. Yeah, they want to veer away from console titles.
Okay.
And honestly, I can't say that I really blame them. All things considered, the fuck up that the mess that they created. Yeah, you know, I just want to know what happened. You know, all we have are theories. But all signs point to Konami dropping the ball. Dropping the ball significantly. I gotta go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
Sure.
Alright, be right back.
Oh, I wasn't done searching that floor yet. Oh, there's a note. Wait, dear Tim, I have to go run an errand. I'm going out. I left the house key with Uncle David. You know where he lives, don't you? The key is in the room near the first floor staircase. I'll be back as soon as I can, so I'm... Oh my gosh. No, you can't attack me while I'm reading. Get out of here. Oh, that is such a cheap move. And I don't know why my flashlight keeps turning off, but I know it is. There we go. Alright. Get these legs that are, for some reason, way easier to fight than the straitjacket guys are. There we go.
But yeah, just the idea that like they can actually learn about you based on the way you play the game by putting these statistic oriented systems in place.
Yeah.
Like if you're running down the hallway and you hear a monster and you freak out, so you turn around and you run back, then like that button configuration will be picked up by a stat system, and that stat system would be plugged into how the game will adjust around you. So like if you see something at the end of the hallway, you freak out, you turn around and run, but like as you turn around, it automatically spawns something behind you, which will just jump scare you or something like that. Just like the possibilities are just absolutely endless, and that's why I can never forgive Konami for fucking killing PT like this. It's just so fucked up. It was just like the most innovative and most original thing that I have ever seen, and they killed it. And it's just so fucking depressing, man. I can't believe it. I mean, people are. I mean, I don't know what to expect from Death Stranding.
What's that?
It's Hideo Kojima's new game. In the wake of him getting fired from Konami, he started his own gaming company.
Oh, okay.
And they got this game under development called Death Stranding, and everybody is anticipating it because it's the first thing that he has done in the wake of
Yes.
probably works with a company that has a tendency to just keep them under their thumb. So this is Konami with unlimited creative freedom to do it as you will.
Oh wow.
And there's so much mystery surrounding this game. Like it's just loaded with bizarre concepts and what have you. And like here's the thing though, right? Because there's so many elements and so much shit in this game that requires explanation. And if Metal Gear Solid has taught me anything, it's that Hideo Kojima over-explains.
Oh yeah.
He over-explains, so like I'm expecting long cutscenes that just go on and 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 on.
Oh great.
And on. There was a part in Metal Gear Solid 4, and I shit you not, I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you. There was a part in Metal Gear Solid 4 when you were where you would have to watch a 45-minute cutscene that was really boring. It was just Otacon and Naomi just sitting in this room talking about computers and shit, and it's all about the sexual tension, and they just are slowly coming onto each other, and in the end, they finally do. And then after this cutscene ends, there's a part where Snake is arriving at his new mission, and then you have a 15-minute cutscene there of Snake and Meryl talking. And then you finally get to play again. So what do? You walk across the street. And as soon as you walk across the street, another 10-minute cutscene triggers. And at this point in time, you're contemplating whether or not you should just throw your controller at the TV. They say that the game is like it takes 8 hours to complete it or something like that, but in the end
4 hours of that is cutscenes.
You know, it's believed that if you get rid of all of the cutscenes, there's only 40 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, that's like Catherine.
Oh jeez.
Which is really a shame, because, well, I mean, it's hard to say, because there's so many different aspects of the game.
I'm just gonna avoid Catherine.
Well, you don't like it anyway.
it's kind of the game just kind of baffles me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like it totally does. Like I can't get my head around what it's trying to do.
It's supposed to be. It's like a puzzle game and a horror game and a kind of like a dating sim all like smushed together.
Yeah, exactly. It's like all over the place.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any gameplay footage yet, so I can't really comment on that. I just judging by my memories of Metal Gear Solid, the franchise, and what have you. Zone of Enders too. Zone of Enders as well. It's cutscenes galore. And but Metal Gear Solid 5, they were very, very limited on the cutscenes, and if you wanted to experience the story, then you had to experience it through these tapes that you had to plug in. And I appreciate the fact that he was actually willing to listen to the criticisms that he received and actually handle things accordingly. And so, yeah, I guess it's anyone's guess at this point as to how good Death Stranding is going to be. Could be a disaster. Could be great. It's one of those wait and see type scenarios.